Hello everyone, this is Gadhave. Today we will discuss tidal energy or tidal power plants. Tidal energy is nothing but renewable source of hydraulic energy which is available due to rise and fall of a water. The tides are caused due to gravitational attraction between moon sun upon the rotating earth. So tides are generally occurs twice a day. The highest level of a tidal water is known as high tide, or it is also called as flood tide, whereas lowest level of a tidal water is known as low tide or ebb tide. The level difference between high tide and low tide or flood tide and ebb tide is called as tidal range. So to better understand this concept of formation of tide, one video is already uploaded, or one video is already shared to you, so you can see and understand it betterly. So there are two types of tidal power plant. One is single basin system and another is double basin system. So in case of single basin system, as shown in figure, there are three main components of single basin system. One is dam, then slice wedge, and third is powerhouse. So function of dam is to form a barrier between sea and the basin, whereas the slice wedge are used either to fill the basin during high tide or empty the basin during the low tide, and powerhouse is used to generate the electricity. Now in case of tidal power plant, the water during the high tides is trapped in an artificial basin and then it is allowed to escape during the period of low tides. The water, while escaping, it is utilized to run the hydraulic turbine coupled to the generator. But in case of single basin system, there is main disadvantages is to system of this operation is intermediate in nature, and to avoid this intermediate nature, we use double cycle system. In case of double cycle system, the direction of flow during high tide is from sea to tidal basin, and the hydraulic turbine generator is rotated, where in case of low tide basin, the flow of water is from tidal basin to the towards sea, and during this hydraulic turbine is rotated in a reverse direction. Second type is double basin system. In this case, two basins are at a different level and dam is provided between these two basins as shown in figure. The inlet and outlet sluice gates are provided in the dam. The water level in upper basin is always maintained above the level of water in the lower basin. During the high tide, upper basin is filled with water, and whereas during the low tide, lower basin is emptied. So there is a permanent head created between the upper and lower basin due to this. So when sufficient head is developed, the turbine of power plant is started. The water flows down from upper basin to the turbine, which discharges into the lower basin. Thus electrical power is generated. When the water level in the upper basin is maximum during high tide, the inlet sluice is closed, whereas level of water in the lower basin keeps on rising due to discharge of water by the turbine, and electricity is generated. When level of water in lower basin is equal to the ocean or low tide, then it is discharged through the outlet sluice wall, so electricity is generated continuously. Okay, then what are the different advantages of tidal energy? So it is inexhaustible source of energy, it is environment friendly, it does not produce any greenhouse gases, and we know that 70 to 71% of earth's surface is covered by the water. So there is a scope to generate the large amount of energy by using tidal power plant. So then efficiency is around 80%, so efficiency is more as compared to conventional power plants. Tidal energy does not require any kind of fuel to run, so fuel is not required. The life of tidal power plant is very long. So these are the some advantages of power plant. It is also pollution free, it is unaffected by the vagaries of monsoon. Okay, so power ensured around the year through its operation is intermediate, but the operation is intermediate, it does not continuously generate the electricity, but these are some advantages of the tidal power plant. Now we will see what are the different disadvantages of the power plant. So cost of construction of tidal power plant is very high. As compared to other power plant, cost of construction is very high. So there is only few ideal locations on the earth surface where the tidal energy can be generated. Then intensity of sea waves is unpredictable, so it cannot be generated continuously, or during a day we have only twice a day there is a tide, so we can generate electricity generated is intermediate form of energy. Then actual generation is for a short period of time, because of only during a day 2 times tides are formed. So then seawater is corrosive, it is uneven operation. Due to this tidal energy, marine life is also affected. So these are some disadvantages of the tidal energy power plants. Now in India, the potential for tidal power generation exists in Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat as well as in Sundarban areas of West Bengal. That means the tidal energy can be generated at the coastal areas of the coastal regions of the India.